watch something new and learn something new. Welcome to your digital classroom. I am Saji KV and you are watching my channel, The Eureka. The story, The Blue Bead, is written by Norah Burke. She was a novelist and a non-fiction writer. The story, The Blue Bead, is set on the foothills of Himalayas by the side of an Indian river. The entire story can be divided into 4 parts. The first part of the story deals with crocodile and its life. The second part of the story deals with Sibia, a 12-year-old girl, and her life. Third part of the story deals with how Sibia, a small child of 12 years old, saved the Gujar woman from the attack of the crocodile. And fourth part of the story deals with the joy of Sibia on finding the blue bead by the riverside. Let's go through the story in detail. From deep water came the crocodile, out of the black water, curved with whirlpools, and into the frill of gold shallows by the stepping stones. The crocodile came from the deep water and lying among the logs of wood in the shallow water by the side of the stepping stones. The crocodile came out of the black water and reached by the stepping stones. He was twice the length of a tall man, and inside him among the stones which he had swallowed to aid digestion rolled a silver bracelet. The crocodile was twice the size of a tall man. It seemed the crocodile had swallowed a silver bracelet along with the stones that aided its digestion. Timber was being floated down the great Indian river from forests further up, and there were sleepers lying stuck around the stones until someone came to dislodge them and send them on their way, or until floods lifted them and jostled them along. Here we need to understand the woodcutters cut the trees of the hills, and there was no transportation for carrying the trees down to the hills. Therefore, they pushed the trees into the river, and logs of wood floated along the river and now lying by the stepping stones of this river. And they are floating there till someone came to dislodge them, or the flood lifted up these logs of wood and moved away. Otherwise, these pieces of wood would be lying there, and the crocodile was also lying among these pieces of wood and the stones there. The crocodile had no need to hide himself. The crocodile was very big in size. It was very strong. Therefore, it did not fear anyone. Thus, it was lying there among these woods. He came to rest in the glassy shallows among logs, balanced there on tiptoe on the rippled sand, with only his eyes raised out of the water and raised nostrils breathing the clean sunny air. Now, this crocodile, without any fear, lying there among the woods, among the pieces of wood, and there in silence. It is lying there in silence without any movement, and its eyes were out of water and the nostrils were out for breathing fresh air. Rest of the body was emerged in the water. Around him, broad sparkling water travelled between cliffs and grass and forest hills. The water that flowed from the hills, grass and the forest hills moved, but the crocodile did not move anywhere. The jungle track came out of the scrub each side and down to the sun-whitened stepping stones on which a little flycatcher was flirting and thrilling along. The jungle track that came down from the hills reached to the stepping stone, and on that stepping stone, a flycatcher, a small bird, was flying and flirting. But these things did not disturb the crocodile. The mugger crocodile, blackish brown above, yellowish white under, lay motionless, able to wait forever till food came. This large crocodile, this mugger, this crocodile, blackish brown above, yellowish white under, was lying there motionlessly waiting for the food. This antediluvian sovereign, this prehistoric juggernaut, ferocious and formidable, a vast force in the water, propelled by the unimaginable, irresistible power of the huge tail, lay lapped by ripples throb in his throat. Now, this large crocodile, this soaring juggernaut, large crocodile, different names are given for the same crocodile, was lying there without being affected by the push and the flow of this water. The current of the water did not affect the crocodile. Crocodile was lying there still, waiting for the food. His mouth, running almost the whole length of his head, was closed and fixed in that evil bony smile, where the yellow under white came up to it, and it was tinged with green. The mouth was the size of its head, and the crocodile closed its mouth, waiting for the animals to appear there, waiting for the prey to appear there. From the day, perhaps 100 years ago, when the sun had hatched him in the sandbag, he had broken his shell and got his out, looked around, ready to snap at anything before he was even fully hatched. From that day, when he had at once made for the water, ready to fend for himself immediately. Now, this crocodile may be of 100 years old. The sun had hatched this crocodile, and this crocodile, as he came out from the shell, it moved towards the water, taking care of itself, searching for the food, and it ate whatever it got on its way to the water, and it lived by its natural instinct and ferocity. Escaping the birds of prey and the great carnivorous fishes that eat baby crocodiles, he had prospered, catching the food he needed, storing it till putrid in holes in the sand, tepid water to live in, plenty of rotted food grew him to his great length. This crocodile escaped from the birds of prey and the large fish that ate crocodile. It prospered and grew like that, eating whatever the food it got it, it stored the food in the sandbank till it is rotten and ate and grew as much as possible. Like that, it grew very large in size. Now, nothing could pierce the inch-thick armored hide, not even the rifle bullets, which would bounce off. The crocodile became very large in size, and it had an inch-thick skin that cannot be penetrated even by the rifle bullets. So hard it was that rifle bullets cannot penetrate the thick skin of this crocodile. Only the eyes and the soft underarms offered a place. Only vulnerable place of the crocodiles were its eyes and underarms. He lived well in the river, sunning himself sometimes with the other crocodiles, muggers, as well as long-snouted fish-eating gharials, or warm rocks, sandbanks, where the sun dried the clay on them quite white, where they could plop off into the water in any moment if alarmed. This crocodile, with other crocodiles, other muggers, and other gharials, other fish-eating crocodiles lived. It lived in the lukewarm water, and it sometimes stayed on the sand and near the stepping stone, on the warm rock, sandbanks, and so on. It stayed there on the warm rocks, sandbanks, and lived in the lukewarm water, and it remained close to the bank of the river, so as any danger is posed, it could easily jump into the river and escape. The big crocodile fed mostly on fish, but also on deer and monkeys that came to drink, perhaps a duck or two. This crocodile largely ate fish, sometimes deer or monkey that came to drink water, even duck or two. But this crocodile ate fish, deer, monkeys that came to drink water, a duck or two. But sometimes here at the ford, he fed on a pie dog full of parasites, a skeleton cow. Sometimes this crocodile caught hold of pie dogs, stray dogs, or weak skeleton cow. Sometimes he went down to the burning ghats and found the half-burned bodies of Indians cast in the stream. Sometimes it went to the burning ghat, where it could get half-burned dead bodies, and this way he fed itself well. The crocodile ate whatever it got on its way. Beside him in the shoals, as he lay waiting, glimmered a blue gem. It seemed beside the crocodile in the shallow water, a blue gem was lying. It was not a gem, though it was sand-borne glass that had been rolling about the river for a long time. In fact, this was not a gem, but a sand-covered glass that was rolling in the water for a long time. By chance, it was perforated right through the neck of the bottle, perhaps a blue bead. It seems, by chance, it penetrated through the neck of a bottle, and lying there, it seemed to be the blue bead. This is the first part of the story, where you find the description of the crocodile and how this crocodile grew up to be so big in size.